PPT is shown to you now?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So next, write the heading civil disobedience movement. Write the heading civil disobedience movement. That is SALT March. We will see the PPT today. Tomorrow we will see the NCERT book, or else the last 15 minutes we will see the NCERT book. So here, due to when the civil disobedience, civil means which is inside the place, that is a district or that is inside a particular locality, that we call it as civil. So civil disobedience, once the non-cooperation has been called off, this Gandhiji wanted to start the civil disobedience movement. How the civil disobedience movement came? The Irwin Pact. So what is the meaning of Irwin? He was a viceroy. Irwin was a viceroy. That means he was in a great position, a good officer. He said that he will meet the demands of Gandhiji. That means he will fulfill the demands of Gandhiji. So what happened? This Gandhiji have given 11 demands, including the abolition of salt tax. So what this British had insisted that those who are selling the salt in the market have to pay the tax. So the tax for the salt cannot be afforded for by the Indian people. So Gandhiji wanted to abolish the tax. Which tax? Salt tax. So this is one of the demand in 11 demands which was given to Irwin Pact. When this Irwin was reading this 11 demands, he didn't even pay attention to these all 11 demands. So the Gandhiji stated, if any one of these demands is not fulfilled, we will launch the civil disobedience movement. So from there, that is from the Salt March only, the real civil disobedience started. So what happened? Gandhiji decided to inaugurate the civil disobedience movement by breaking the salt law. That is the first one. So Gandhiji and 78 of his followers, his own followers, dedicated followers, they started a march on foot from Sabarmati Ashramam to Dandi. On 6th April 1929, they reached Dandi. Gandhiji prepared salt by using sea water, broke the salt law, and inaugurated the movement. So on 6th April 1929 only, they reached Dandi, and from there he prepared salt from the sea water, and he broke the salt law. The government imposed heavy tax on salt. Moreover, the production of salt was the monopoly of the government. That is the British government law. So the price of the salt was very high. Therefore, Gandhiji's opposed the salt law. So this civil disobedience movement really started from the Salt March. Can you able to understand? You already have read this. 78 followers. They marched from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi. On 6th April 1929, they reached Dandi. And after reaching Dandi, they boiled the salt and they abolished the salt law. And where this British imposed a heavy tax on the salt, and they wanted to oppose it and they want to abolish it. So what are the main features here? Gandhiji led a march on foot from Sabarmati to Dandi. He broke the salt law at Dandi and inaugurated the movement. Inaugurated means started the civil disobedience movement. People broke the salt law in many places. Foreign goods were boycotted. Liquor shops were picketed, that we have already read. Governments, they also resigned, those who are working inside. Forest laws were broken. People refused to pay the taxes. Leaders were arrested. Workers attacked the government offices. So Gandhiji called off the movement on 5th March 1931 under the Gandhi-Irwin Pact. He agreed to attend the second roundtable conference. It was restarted when Gandhiji returned from London. It was finally called off in 1934. It was also not that much effective, but it was called off in 1934. That means it has came to end in 1934. So many places there were a big revolt. There was the forest laws were not followed. Liquor shops were picketed. Government jobs, people were not going to their jobs. So many places, both the sides, there were non-violence. So he wanted to call off the movement on 5th March 1931. So as he restarted when Gandhiji returned from London, it was finally called off. That is the main features of civil disobedience movement. So we want to know what is the difference between the non-cooperation movement and the civil disobedience movement. Okay, so the people who refused to cooperate with the government during the non-cooperation, they joined in the civil disobedient. Because even the women's, that is which is already I said, civil means which is inside the locality of a particular region. So the even the women were participating, but they didn't mention. They will mention in the forthcoming slides, or we will go for the NCERT book. Muslim participated in the large numbers in the non-cooperation movement. Muslim participation was less in the civil disobedience movement. No tax campaign was not there in the non-cooperation movement. People refused to pay taxes. That is where the salt law was broken. From there only the civil disobedience movement started. That is the main difference they have said now. Who are the social groups which were participated in the civil disobedience movement? Rich peasants, poor peasants, business class, industrial workers. Here, the business class and the industrial workers only play the main role, and the rich peasants, because they cannot pay the taxes and the revenue what the British has imposed on them. So they actively participated in the civil disobedience movement. The first one is rich peasants. So depression and fall in prices affected them badly. They demanded the reduction in land revenue. Swaraj means reduction. Here, in different places, the Swaraj is nothing but independence. It here for the civil disobedience movement, for the rich peasants, what is their Swaraj? Reduction in tax. That is the main freedom for them. Poor peasants, depression affected them badly. They unable to pay even the rent for the poor peasants. Business class, they are mainly wanted to abolish the revenue tax, and they should not get any tax on the import of the goods. This was the main aim. So they started Indian Industrial and Commercial Congress in 1920. They also formed Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industries. These were all given in the book. They gave financial help to the movement and refused to sell the foreign goods. They even helped the movement with the funds also, this business class, because they demanded the protection against the import of foreign goods. They wanted the rupee sterling exchange rate that would discourage the import. That means whatever they are importing, there should not be any tax from the foreign, that is from the British. So they started IICC, that is Indian Industrial and Commercial Congress, and FICC, that means Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industries, and they helped the civil disobedience movement through funds also. Then industrial workers, they were poorly paid, conditions of the works were miserable, but these industrial workers also participated, but not much more. Swaraj means better wages and good working conditions. So for different people, the meaning of the Swaraj differs. So for industrial workers, better wages and good working condition is the Swaraj for them. Railway workers and dockyard workers, those who are working on ship, they were conducting the strike. Workers in mines wore Gandhi's caps and took part in rallies. So this is the important question. Social groups which participated in the civil disobedience: rich peasant, poor peasant, business class, and industrial workers. That is very, very important question. Why did different social groups join? That is the next one. See here. In the countryside, rich peasant communities like Jats. Jats means a good business people, and Patidas of Gujarat. They are all business class peoples. And in Indian merchants and industrialists, we can say Purushottam Das and Birla, they both have joined. So Indian merchants, they wanted the protection against the import of foreign goods and a rupee sterling foreign exchange ratio that would discourage the import. So they wanted to end the colonial control. That means British control over Indian economy. So they doesn't want the British to involve in their business and their economy. So they gave the financial assistance also. That means funds support, and they refused to buy or sell the imported goods. This is very important side we have to see. And another important feature of civil disobedience movement was the large scale participation of women. That is very important. During Gandhiji's Salt March, can I have you all with me? Whether I am audible, can you able to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, you are
So,
audible and we can able to understand.
Yes, ma'am. You
yes.
are all.
Thank you. During Gandhiji's Salt March, thousands of women came out of their homes to listen to him. They participated in the protest marches, manufactured salt, and picketed. They also have involved here, according to civil disobedience movement. The very important point we have to note is the participation of the women. They didn't participate in the non-cooperation movement, but they participated in the civil disobedience movement because it is the movement which is happening inside the locality. So the main participation is the women. They came out from the home. They had marched along with Gandhiji. They manufactured the salt. They picketed the foreign cloth and liquor shop. Even they went to jail. They were strikes. They were participating in the strikes for the railway workers, dock workers, and thousands of workers in Chota Nagpur tin mines wore Gandhiji cap and participated in the protest rallies. So in Chota Nagpur also, many people designed by Gandhiji's picture, they wore the cap of him and they protested against by going with the long rallies, means a big procession, and they boycott the campaign. This is the very important thing. We have to understand that. Here see, why did the rich peasants join the civil disobedience movement? Why not they joined when it was relaunched? In the countryside, the rich, that is the, I said no, Patidas of Gujarat and Jats of Uttar Pradesh, they joined because they are producing the business crop, that is commercial crop. Okay, their prices is falling down. It is disappearing. Their income is disappearing. So they found impossible to pay the government revenue. That is the main thing. They are peasants, rich peasants. Why the rich business class, rich peasants wanted to join this movement is they produce the commercial crop and the price is going down and their own cash income is disappearing. They are unable to pay the government revenue. So they participated. Can you able to understand? Students, you if I go long, then you will confuse. First we will go for these chapters.